Good evening, good day to all of you, and welcome to our pre-full moon garden visualization in Aquarius in 2022. Let's continue, friends, to build our healing garden as a group. At some point within the 12-hour prior to each full moon, meeting DK there, turning our garden into a shrine of consecration, and intending to offer our garden as a chalice for the love of hierarchy to be poured in selfless service to humanity. So let's gather in our garden. First of all, let us align with our own soul. Raise your consciousness into the head, as high in the head as you can. Visualize a magnetic center above your head, pulling you up. And visualize yourself in an outline of rose, so that you know that you're in your astral body. A calm, poised, and serene astral body. Then in your imagination, feel yourself being drawn upwards, this time to the mental body. And visualize yourself in an outline of orange as a symbol of your focused and one-pointed mental body. Then in your imagination, see a lotus fully open, scintillating with light and pulsing like a heart, as a symbol of your soul body. And now place yourself in the center of your lotus and realize that you, the personality, and you, the soul, are one. From that point, definitely and consciously, assume the attitude of the observer. Being very detached, observe the personality below. Visualize your etheric body and see the etheric energy flowing freely up and down your etheric spine. And now consciously throw soul energy down into the center at the base of the spine, using indigo blue light, the color of love and wisdom. And now in your creative imagination, raise that light slowly via the 5 centers, up the etheric spine, then to the ajna, then to the crown, and up into your soul body. And say the soul mantra, knowing who you are. I am the soul. I am light divine. I am will. I am love. I am fixed design. And sound 1 Om as if you were the soul. And now let us enter our garden. At the entrance of our garden, we stroll through arches of climbing roses, clusters of flowers in abundance overhead, and choose the color or the colors you like. Let the roses gently caress your face as you stroll in. welcoming you to this unique space. Breathe in the delicate aroma of the cascading colorful roses percolating through the air. Small, lovingly trimmed emerald green bushes line the stony pathway, and the little stones crunch under your footsteps. Along an embankment at the end of the archway, there are rows and rows of flowers, flowers of different hues and harmonizing tones, of all colors. And as we create these rows, we include our favorite flowers. The blooms shed fresh petals on the path, creating a soft carpet for us to walk on, releasing their individual fragrances as we step on them. On the opposite side of the embankment, we see right in the middle of our space of harmony a lighthouse, standing tall and strong, shining beams of light in all directions as a symbol of our united group soul. And as we assemble there quietly, we hear a choir of birds fill the space with their clear melodious notes, welcoming us to this harmonious place. A chorus of angelic voices sing a soft tune, accompanied by the sound of harps, divas gently strumming the chords. Sitting still around the lighthouse, we feel the gentle warmth of the rays of the sun on our backs, on our faces. In the background, the breeze softly swishing through the tall eucalyptus trees chants a melodic lullaby. These majestic trees cast their protective shadows on the grass as sunlight peeps through this peaceful garden. Around the lighthouse, we see a large, quiet pool of crystal clear blue waters. And flowing from the pool, we see rivulets as we hear the gentle trickle of water. We also see 3 wider streams of golden water flowing steadily. Across them are curved wooden bridges. In one area of the pool float lotuses of all colors in all stages of bloom. Some are in full bloom, revealing their gorgeous jewel, while others are just budding and barely showing their true color, but all reflecting their light in the healing waters. Just beyond the pool, a hidden path leads us to a cozy and serene corner. A few chairs and a bench, and a small fountain containing supercharged, vitalizing water. perfumed by a single floating lotus. Create the perfect spot for an informal sharing of one's difficulties or words of wisdom. Inhale the perfume of the flowers imbuing the air. Everything in this garden quivers with livingness. And you can bring in people that you'd love to be in this garden at the moment. Perhaps let us bring in our beloved brother and teacher, Michael. In the distance, we hear the soothing sound of water, and we follow it. We come to a tranquil pool where cascading water gently hugs rocks as it joyfully spills in a blue pool, while bubbles of spray ricochet spiritedly in the air. Lush ferns alongside the rocks, draping in the water, enhance the serenity of the place, while the fiery brilliance of the orange and red leaves of surrounding trees brings warmth and invigorating energy to the area. In our mind's eye, we follow a pathway which leads us to flower beds. They are a riot of spring colour, reds and creams and yellows, of such vibrancy, winding their way like a gentle living stream among the trees. A row of violet flowers on either side of the meandering bed happily follows the path of the flowers as they release their subtle perfume. Butterflies flutter through the air with their iridescent wings, attracted by the silent serenade of the blooms. They are like the flowers of the air. Their delicate and fragile wings are like floating petals, catching the light and twinkling like diamonds in the air. Buzzing bees surf the open spaces from flower to flower, seeking pollen. And the pollen looks like scintillating, bright, golden pixie dust. Nearby, the soft and gentle babble of the sound of the fountains reaches our ears. Lush green grass line a gentle stream like a soft velvety carpet. The air is full of the sweet fragrance of the flowers in full bloom, adorning the fringes of the streams in this tranquil garden, quivering with life. Now this garden that we've just created is our garden, our group garden. But let's take a moment to add a little corner which has our individual touch. Add the colors, the unique features and flora of your own country that you'd like to blossom in our tranquil and serene garden. Let's now invite the presence and the cooperation of the healing devas working under the Christ. Visualize them in our garden, enlivening it with their magnetism. And now sitting quiescent, our hearts beating as one, let's link up with each other as we say the healer's mantra aloud, together. With purity of motive, inspired by a loving heart, we offer ourselves for this work of healing. This offer we make as a group, and to the ones we seek to heal. And you can call out the names of those you would like to send healing to. We open our inner eyes, endeavoring to hold our mind unwaveringly in the group light. We know that Master DK too stands steady, pouring out upon us his love and strength, and endeavoring to lift us up into a higher state of consciousness. We are now receptive to Master DK's radiant energy. In our creative imagination, the light of the lighthouse begins to shine brighter and brighter, intensifying gradually. Soon this light begins to take shape, and a definite figure appears. It is Master DK's. Let us be impressed by powerful waves of cosmic love emanating from Master DK at the summit of our lighthouse, streaming through our harmonious group, irradiating the garden around us and imbuing it with a water of life and love. And let's listen intuitively to the Master's words and let them quench our thirst for loving understanding. Aquarius is the sign of world service. It is the coming expression of the group consciousness, which is the first and immediate revelation of the ever-present Christ consciousness on a large scale in humanity. Aquarius is a force center from which the adept draws the water of life and carries it to the multitude. This force from the pole star via Aquarius is of a special power at this time, and the day of opportunity is therefore great, my friends. It is one of the agencies which make the coming of the great Lord a possibility. This inflow of Aquarian energy is one of the factors which will enable the Christ to complete his task as world Saviour and world teacher. In the Aquarian age, the risen Christ is himself the water carrier. He will appear as the supreme head of the spiritual hierarchy, meeting the need of the thirsty nations of the world, thirsty for truth, for right human relations, and for loving understanding. As the world's saviour and teacher of the Aquarian age, the Christ assumes the role of the dispenser of the water of life. The life aspect expresses itself in three ways. Firstly, as physical life, nourishing the cells of the body. And this life is found within each atom of substance as the central point of living light. Secondly, as livingness, seen as love and light within the heart. And thirdly, as life more abundantly. This life can be known as light, love and power within and above the head of the disciple of the Christ. Aquarius, one of the arms of the fixed cross, is outstandingly the cross of discipleship. The vertical life of the man upon that cross, no matter in what sign his sun may temporarily find position, is ever Aquarius Leo. This indicates that the self-centered individual in Leo learns the lesson of the cross and becomes decentralized, group conscious, and given to service. The developed Aquarian puts all he has into his water pot, storing it there for service and giving it freely on demand to meet a need. But the keynote for the soul-centered disciple, for all those on the fixed cross, the words come forth, "Water of life am I, poured forth for thirsty men." We live in very special times as we are entering another greater round of the zodiac, and this coincides with the lesser zodiacal activity because Aquarius governs the greater immediate cycle of 25,000 years and is also the sign into which the sun is now moving for a period of 2,300 years. A most amazing happening and full of import in our planetary history, says DK. It is a coincidence of which our planetary Logos is well aware and of which he is making full and intelligent use. Humanity is today participating in the preparatory tests for initiation, the initiation of the world disciple. Great is your privilege to be taking part in this, says Master DK. Forget not that 11 is the number of the initiate, and today it's the 11th house of Aquarius which is so dominant. And forget not that Aquarius, the 11th sign, is the sign of universal relationships, interplay, and consciousness. Uranus is the personality ruler of Aquarius. it transmits ray 7, a synthetic energy on the physical plane, bringing together spirit and matter, or soul and personality, through the intelligent use of the mind. This mysterious and occult planet causes the great transference in human consciousness from intellectual perception to intuitive knowledge. The sun Sirius is closely related to our planetary life. This great sun, which is to our solar logos what the monad is to the spiritual man, has a peculiar part to play where our earth is concerned. The energy evoked in response to this relationship between this stupendous sun and hierarchy enters the hierarchy via the heart of the sun, creating as a consequence a triangle of spiritual energy of enormous potency. Uranus is today the transmitter of Sirian force via Pisces to our hierarchy. What is Sirian energy? It's cosmic love, emanating from Sirius, the soul, or the monad of our solar logos. We are told that the principle of Buddhi, of cosmic love, in a mysterious way, is the principle found at the heart of every atom. The principle of freedom is a leavening energy which can permeate substance in a unique manner, enabling the life or spirit aspect to free itself from the impact, the contact, and the influence of substance. This mysteriously exerted influence, this pulling away from form, emanates from Sirius. The law of freedom is responsible for his, meaning our planetary logos, being known as the great sacrifice. For under the law, under the control of this law, he created our planetary life and all that is within and upon it, in order to yield this law with full understanding, in full consciousness, and yet at the same time to bring release to the myriad forms of his creation. So the flow of love and wisdom, of consciousness, emanates from Sirius, then to Pisces, then to Uranus, then to our planetary heart center, hierarchy, then to the heart center of the disciple, and to his solar plexus. Uranus, a ray 7 planet, home to electric fire, allied to ray 1 and its abstracting qualities, transmits the Sirian energy of freedom, the principle of Buddhi, of life, of pure love, to the planetary heart, hierarchy, then to the hearts of disciples. This occult planet helps us to achieve divine indifference and to detach our consciousness from personality issues or from the pull of the form as it stimulates the jewel within. We are told that Uranus affects the soul life far more than it does the personality life. The combination of the influences of Sirius, Leo and Uranus has been much needed at this time to foster and to bring about those conditions which will enable mankind, under the steady influence of hierarchy, to take the first initiation and to give birth to the Christ, thus revealing and bringing to the light of day the inner, hidden, spiritual man. Our Earth, being a non-sacred planet, is in the process of becoming a sacred planet. But this means an interim of upheaval, chaos, difficulty. The whole problem is vaster than anything the human consciousness can grasp, because it concerns the life experience and a point of crisis in the life of the planetary logos. It might therefore be said that what is truly taking place in the world today is the transference of the energy of the planetary solar plexus to the planetary heart center. The forces of cupidity, aggression, glamour and greed will be transmuted in the present furnace of pain and fiery agony, and will be raised into the heart center. Uranus plays a major role in the transference of the disciples' focus to the fifth kingdom of souls. And the triangle of Pisces, Uranus, hierarchy is becoming magnetically attractive to the triangle of humanity. Uranus and Mercury in combination are dualities which the disciple learns to resolve. And in the process of this resolution, he shifts his focus out of the human kingdom into the fifth kingdom, the kingdom of souls. Jupiter is the soul ruler of Aquarius, the second ray agent of the Christ Spirit. It transmits ray 2 and fuses heart and mind. It is the outgoing expression of love, and it stimulates the soul aspect in our planetary life, that is, in all forms, and even more so in those who respond to the energy of love. Friends, let us pause for a moment and ponder on this important statement. The principle of Buddhi, of life, of cosmic love, transmitted from Sirius by Uranus, is the principle found at the heart of every atom. Ray 2 is the healing ray par excellence, And the second healing ray is ray 7. Aquarius, through its rulers, Uranus and Jupiter, transmits the two healing rays, ray 7, the ray of synthesis on the physical plane, and ray 2, the ray of cosmic love. Aquarius being a dual sign, the stream is actually a synthesis of the flow of two energies, life and love. They embody not only the technique of the Aquarian age, but also that of the healers. This little planet of ours is essentially unique in its purpose and its techniques, and that on it and within it, a great redemptive experiment is going forward. Its scientific agents are the sons of mind who choose to be the sons of men, and yet for all eternity remain the sons of God. And these sons of mine were chosen at that far distant time when the fourth kingdom in nature came into being, to carry forward the science of redemption. And as it is said in the ancient archives of the Masters, eventually the solar lord, the solar angels, the soul, through Manas, the mind, will control the lunar lords of elemental substance, and not alone their own, but that which looks to them for aid. Thus will redemption come to all through men, and thus the glory of the Lord of life be seen. From the standpoint of our theme, the evolution of consciousness, it must never be forgotten that the aim is to bring the solar angel, the soul, the son of mind, into the seat of power. And this task is preeminently entrusted to three great lives who function through Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So let's visualize our lighthouse, symbol of our united soul group, standing strong and detached in the middle of our garden. As Master DK at the summit pours the living Aquarian waters of life in the heart of every blade of grass, every flower, every lotus, every tree, every molecule of water, and every molecule of air of our garden. Making our garden a healing garden. So now let's make use of our garden by pouring the Aquarian water of life in service, freely and selflessly, to thirsty men. By visualizing the flow of unconditional love, of the will to good, emanating from the triangle, the avatar of synthesis at the apex, the spirit of peace, and the Buddha, powering the Christ at the center. Superimpose this triangle on another triangle consisting of the Christ, Master Decay, and our soul group. See these two triangles blend and fuse and become one triangle. Then superimpose the two blended triangles on our group chakric triangle, vitalizing it. Our group crown chakra, our group ajna, and our group alta major. Again, now see these three triangles blend and fuse to become one triangle. And now, directing the dispelling radiance via our group Ajna right eye, left eye triangle, place the blended triangle, impressing it over the three planetary centers triangle: London, Geneva, and New York. And as you do this, say the healer's mantra aloud in a low voice, saying it slowly and deliberately, believing in the results. May the love of the one soul, focused in this group, radiate upon you, our fellow men, and permeate every part of your body, healing, soothing, strengthening, and dissipating all that hinders service and good health. And may they store the water of life in their pot and carry it to the multitude. And just like Christ does daily, standing under his great pine tree in his garden at sunset, with his hands uplifted and in blessing over all those who truly and earnestly seek to aspire, let us picture a great pine tree in our garden. Let's gather around the Christ, Master Decay, and the healing ashram under this pine tree, saying the great invocation together as one united group. And we will sound a blue Om between each stanza. From the point of light within the mind of God, let light stream forth into the minds of men. Let light descend on earth. From the point of love within the heart of God, let love stream forth into the hearts of men. May Christ return to earth. From the center, where the will of God is known, let purpose guide the little wills of men, the purpose which the masters know and serve. From the center, which we call the race of men, let the plan of love and light work out, and may it seal the door where evil dwells. Let light and love and power restore the plan on earth. Raise your clasp hands above your head and say, "And so let it be," and help us to do our part. Then bring them down to your forehead and let them rest on your heart. May the blessing of the Christ and of hierarchy rest upon all true servers, and may they stand tranquil in the midst of strife. And may the light of the garden of our souls be on the inner plane what the sun is to the gardens of the world, a place of healing, of life and love for many. Thank you, friends, for joining us today.